Oh, we've got a Peter. Who's that? Hello, Peter.
I'll be saying.
Who's Peter? Can you hear us? He's frozen. It might be someone random on the web who's just heard about us.
Yeah?
His profile. Can you see him?
I can see him, yeah. Right, mate.
GCHQ.
Oh, there's some kind of talking going on the Facebook page. What's happening?
Oh, yeah. Joe, how would you feel about doing minutes? Or Molly?
I'm probably not going to be here for the whole thing.
Oh,
What about you, Joe?
Yeah,
it's live now.
I'm probably not quick enough for minutes. I just probably not. I can take an agenda or something.
I will do. But yeah, so ideally, unless you feel like there's super urgent stuff to chat about, I would love to be done in maybe like 10, 15.
Yeah, okay. Hello?
Apocalypse.
Yeah, hi.
Oh, Peter. Can you hear us?
Don't think you can.
That's so funny. How you doing, Joe?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. It's Sunday. I'm feeling a little bit worse for wear. May have spent some money in bars yesterday. I shouldn't have. That kind of stuff. That's the deal. How are you guys?
Wait, you spent some money in what? Oh, bars. Yeah.
Yeah. I may have gone out last night and not feel totally.
What's going on? Do you reckon he's just like clicked a link on? Wait, he's just plugged in his earphones. This is our first completely random person.
Oh yeah, hi. Yeah, so brilliant.
I don't think he can see or hear us. Peter. Oh god, this is definitely. I can just see this on like our official Change the Future promo video if we ever make it one day. It's just like our journey into the beginning of properly opening this project up to the entire world. He's probably going to come along and like a month from now be one of the most influential people in Change the Future. Oh, I can hear you now. Yes, can't talk.
Quiet room.
Can't talk. I'm in the quiet room. Okay. You could have waved though. Okay, cool. That's quite okay. Well, you can listen, I suppose. I don't know how much sense this will make. I've no idea if you know anything about Change the Future at all, Peter. I commend you on your randomness though and curiosity to get involved. Anyway, if you have any questions, man, type them in the box. But I suppose if you're curious about Change the Future, assuming you know nothing about it, maybe start there. And if you have questions, I suppose type them in if you can't talk. Otherwise, I think we'll basically go ahead, Joe, with like stuff as normal.
Cool.
Okay, so I'll just give you the link. I'm going to post this into the Google event, I guess, advanced. Anyone can view it and comment. And the link is posted minutes. So I've posted it on the Facebook group and I've posted it on the event.
Cool. Yeah, Lucinda's talking to me on Facebook as well. I don't know what.
Lucinda's what?
Lucinda's chatting on Facebook as well. I think she's talking about the meeting next week. We'll put that on the agenda. We'll talk about that potentially.
Okay. Can she not join us now?
I don't know. I don't know what she's saying.
I'm not seeing her comments.
She's saying, thanks, Joseph. I was thinking about the Emporium. That sounds like a great place for a social meet-up. We get relaxed and have chats with each other. What do you think? I'll be there. Wednesday, talking Wednesday.
Oh no! Yeah, we didn't clear the stuff out of the garage. Oh shit.
Yeah, and like I'm pretty sure Peter's not got his drill back yet, has he? And I've left Marcus's jigsaw in there, and I think Mum might want a rucksack at some point. I've just forgotten entirely about all this stuff. It's a whole bunch of stuff there that needs to get moved.
I think that's the thing. Like, we had a really good meeting in some ways last week, but I think it partly went like quite quickly, like clockwork. Mainly because we weren't really assigning people to tasks. Yeah. So like, we were just sort of saying stuff. Like, someone needs to move the wall of ideas out Lucinda's garage, but then we'd be like, cool, well that'll happen then, and not really.
Okay, but we're doing that. That's on the plan now. Woodcraft store.
Say that again.
So we're doing the Woodcraft store to the co-op on the London Road.
Oh well, so she's saying that she's managed to fit the stuff next to it in the garage, so it's all right there. It seems like.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying if it's slightly damp in there, and like we don't know exactly when we'll take it out.
Yeah, it would be good to. I'll tell you what. I'll head there probably tomorrow if it works for Lucinda. Let me put this in my diary so I actually do it. Go to Lucinda's, check on what it is. Yeah, and I'll just check how it's doing in there, and I need to get a couple of tools and stuff. So yeah, let me know if you need anything.
Yeah, give me a shout when you're going down. Because yeah, I'd like to get Peter his drill back, because I'm pretty sure he's still there. Very nice.
Yeah, right, sure.
Right, yeah.
Okay, great. Basically, yeah, I think the main thing, really, there's barely anything I particularly wanted to talk about. I think probably the main thing was of this thinking I've been doing about longer term roles. Like, since Rob Carney suggested that there should be a role for someone who kind of specialises in meeting and greeting new people and just checking in where people are at with the project. You know, do they have everything they need? If they're busy and they're, you know, it's not that they need anything, they're just kind of distracted at the moment, that's fine. But yeah, like, he was actually suggesting he could potentially be that person, or sort of have a go at leading that long-term role of just helping people understand the project and how to actively be involved.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
I think that would be amazing. I think that would be such an amazing. And actually, I've been thinking about long-term roles generally. I think this is the right way to think about Change the Future now, in terms of cooperating well, considering that we're really sort of tight on human resources. We need to make sure every minute that people invest really counts, and they feel really actively engaged and want to be part of this project. And the good way of doing that, I think, is identifying longer-term roles that people can get better and better and better at, and they can see how they're being useful, and simultaneously the whole project is moving much quicker, more efficiently forward. Hopefully to a place really soon where still I want us to get paid as soon as possible. Like, unless we can somehow magically reduce people's living costs, I think paying people is the most powerful way that we're going to get more hands on deck with this project. So I still want to explore what options there are, so that we can then move to a vote.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I have some ideas about how I think that would be, how I think it would be easy for it to occur at first. I think like using models for like nowhere in the same scale, but like, you know, the way that we talked about the Woodcraft Folk did the tree project. They took a specific amount of funding for a specific time period for one project that had one particular like driving initiative, and then they negotiated, they organised pay for the people who were working on that project. I think that's a much more plausible way of getting some people paid. You know what I mean?
I feel like this is. Oh, hold on. I spoke to you briefly ages ago. Happy to listen if you don't mind. Probably should sleep soon. Just curious to see what you're up to, and randomly saw the Hangout link on Facebook. Oddly, my solution is magically reducing people's living costs. That's well interesting, Peter. I really want to know. I'm sure you've thought about that more than us, probably, how to reduce people's living costs. I guess some things are much easier to reduce than others. Actually, I personally feel like I've reduced my rent quite a lot to £270 a month, including bills, which is much cheaper than most people, I think, pay, especially in Brighton, but still means having to often feel like I have to put paid work first. Yeah, live in a tent and grow food. Yeah, definitely something I'd love to chat about when we've got more time. If you're around on Wednesday, man, stick this stuff on the agenda. Just keep an eye on the Facebook group for a way of doing that. And then maybe the next time you can lead the agenda in minutes too if you want to. But yeah, otherwise I'll stick the agenda up for Wednesday or Sunday, depending on whether we're going to keep Wednesday as a more social, informal thing. Where do you live, Peter? And yeah, anyway, there's a lot of big philosophical conversation last Sunday at Lucinda's, and it was like interesting stuff. But I think Alec was saying, and I agreed, that it would be good to sort of separate the spaces we create, like have one space that's for more kind of fundamental, all-encompassing, free-form, philosophical kind of conversations about big stuff, and then have like another meeting that's more for like just progressing, like we've already made a plan, we've got these tasks, let's just discuss the details and sort of really drive stuff forwards and take steps forwards. So I think that's actually a really nice approach to have, to separate those two very different head spaces into two different physical spaces and times, you know, the kind of more philosophical overview versus the very strategic kind of, now we move forward, funding application, office space, do this thing, press this button. Yeah, I think a lot of organisations are just this, you know, schools that just tick over day by day, but they never have that kind of, let's take a breath, let's take a step back and actually look at what we're doing and why.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think it's something we don't need to do quite as much as we need to plan the projects that we're already doing. But yeah, that could be like a monthly thing. Just an ideas jam.
Yeah. I think we need to find a way. This is one of the challenges of involving lots of different people as we fill in different places. Like I love to have sort of very all-encompassing, more abstract philosophical conversations about why we're even doing any of this sort of stuff and the sort of fundamental approach we're kind of taking and the values behind that. But I also have a huge need now to kind of, I guess I feel like I've done a lot of that, like a disproportionate amount of that compared to the very comparatively little amount I've done over the last few years of like actually pressing buttons to move things forward now, creating a web platform, creating an actual infrastructure for us to manage tasks and all these more immediate logistical strategic things, and I want to put my energy personally more there, and that totally doesn't mean other people have to. Let's all be wherever we need to be for this project to be relevant to us as individuals. But yeah, I think what's important then is that we can create an interface that brings all these different emotional, psychological, strategic positions we're each in together. So like we have a kind of, maybe we have like a monthly meeting where we try and get everybody together, even the people who sort of are just vaguely interested, or, you know, just like have one event that, you know, it's much easier for people to justify coming from quite a long way to meet face to face, or maybe make it a bit longer, and maybe make a bit of a thing out of it, have some food, some good food, like our welcome day we had at the office, and music and stuff, and make it a bit, yeah, anyway. Yes. But
yeah, I mean, the current problem is definitely the.
What was that, sorry?
I think the current problem is the regular meetings, isn't it? That we need to kind of lock down. The current problem is kind of the regular meetings, isn't it? We kind of need to lock down. Because I mean, it's my bad. I didn't read the meetings from last Sunday, which I did not attend. But it got a bit confusing from then. Because this is called, like, you know, it's just easy enough. Because this is called like the bi-weekly meeting. But when I spoke to you earlier, we were having it tonight, which is weekly instead of bi-weekly. And there was some talk on the Facebook page about staggering them, so there's one Sunday and one Wednesday. Yeah, that's bi-weekly.
You understand bi-weekly?
Pretty sure that's bi-weekly.
Fortnightly.
I think we.
Yeah, isn't that bi-weekly?
Yeah, we spread them like one Sunday, one Wednesday. What was it that? Yeah.
I didn't think we agreed
so that's
that.
what I assumed that meant as well.
I thought that was an idea, but I don't see any record of that being voted on.
Yeah, I just got confused. Is what I'm saying.
I think someone else has been confused by the bi-weekly meaning fortnightly, when I thought it meant twice a week. So yeah, let's do something about that. Peter is saying he's at a London Hackspace right now. We are in Brighton, yeah, both of us. Yeah, so most of the people sort of most active in the project are in Brighton, I would say.
So I was entirely wrong. Bi-weekly does mean twice a week, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Bi-monthly would be twice a month.
Yeah, maybe we can.
I think I was just being dense.
Monday and Wednesdays.
Yeah. I think twice a week is too many meetings.
It is. Yeah, I get.
Like, I think once a week is fine.
Yeah, I think so, because I think Alec was saying how obviously we can have way more get-together. We could have 10 get-togethers a week if we wanted to, but they would be self-organised. Like, you could look at them like committee meetings, like for if we have more people who are getting more stuff done and they need to kind of get together to sort of make smaller decisions that don't necessarily need permission from everybody, but are more just kind of like we're going to chip away at maybe a proposal and then bring that to the weekly meeting or whatever. So yeah, we can still have like meetings frequently that are sort of to do with Change the Future, but like not where we expect or encourage everybody to come. Yeah. Cool. I haven't really been writing minutes, but check these at the end, Joe. Are you still there, Joe? Uh-oh. That's a good opportunity to catch up on the minutes.
Do you want a drink?
Water, please.
Okay.
Thanks. There's confusion about.
Is that better?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Are we back at normal pace? Can you hear me?
Yes. Hey. Cool.
Cool.
I'm just taking a minute. But cool. So, yeah, I just chatted to Deval, who's been involved in the project since like 5 years ago when it was all about education. Thank you. Are you still there?
Yeah, that was incredibly quick for making a cup of tea. That was impressive.
What was quick?
Yeah, I'm still here. The tea making. That was just incredibly quick.
Yeah, this is water.
Don't understand how that makes a lot more sense.
I feel a real urge to get on with my editing stuff because I've got so much to do, and I definitely don't want to do as much to Change the Future.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to postpone stuff until then, I reckon. I'm talking to the gallery soon about I've got a friend who has a studio in the Phoenix Art Gallery, community art gallery centre place, and they could be a place we could possibly A, put the wall of ideas for ages, or weeks, and B, maybe possibly look at trying to get a studio office-y space in there. My friend has a shared space for £50 a month.
Okay, cool. Not bad at all.
Yeah, cool. Well, so our next meeting is Wednesday, yeah? So in 3 days.
Wednesday. But are you happy with the Emporium? I mean, it's not going to be quiet enough. Like, it's going to be the same issue. But if neither of us have places that we
last Sunday was possibly whether Wednesday should be more informal and not even necessarily recorded. It could be minuted, might as well be minuted, like if we talk about stuff, but that should be an opportunity to invite people in an environment that's not so kind of business minded. It's more just kind of open, chatty, sort of casual, and like we can have some drinks, and it allows us to be in a more noisy, comfortable place, I guess, and less restrictions and techie stuff to kind of get caught up in. And I thought that was cool. So I don't know. I feel like my vote at the moment would be that we still have 2 meetings a week, the informal one and the businessy one. But if people can't make it, that's totally fine. And actually what we need to do is just record minutes like really well so that anyone can just look at them and in 5 minutes just get completely up to speed on the main things that we covered.
Yeah. I mean, like I see your point in having 2 meetings being really useful in terms of running the organisation in a real quick way. But at the moment, a lot of my thoughts are around just nurturing the main base of a core team that's in Brighton that are going to be dealing with the wall of ideas, the next paper prototype. Like, so that's the part that I'm really interested in being a part of, and think it's like that. By having 1 meeting a week that people will, because if there's 2 meetings a week, and it comes to that meeting, they'll be like, well, I'll just go to the next one. You know what I mean? It'll be that same issue of like they'll skip one.
How about we just really clearly separate them then? That like the Wednesday is like really actually more of like a social thing. It's like Change the Future when we're not being all businessy and sort of strategy. It's just like meet the human beings behind the project. You know, like obviously we can talk about it, and you know that obviously it's Change the Future that's bringing us together in this space, but it's not. There's no expectation of what we talk about at all. There's not even the most subtle of burdens or expectations or responsibilities of what we talk about or how or why. Like we just people who share interests and values just get together and have a couple of drinks.
That's nice. I mean, I just think what I'm saying is that I prefer to go to 1 meeting a week that 8 people turn up to than 2 meetings that only 4. I think, even if that means that 1 meeting is like them.
Okay. So
But anyway, we'll discuss this on Wednesday. Get back to the editing stuff. That's all exciting business.
Cool. And I think like the longer these meetings, we keep the structure of these meetings, and we actually turn up, and new people see that at least some of us are turning up, and something is happening that they could have joined. That way they'll go. I think it's that feeling of like I'm missing out on something that is going to make people get involved. And all of these things, man, every time we make a mistake or we make a success or we find a struggle or a challenge of any kind like this, I think it's always going to be a perfect case study for what we're ultimately trying to build. So that's why this learning journey is so sacred and beautiful, because I think I've heard myself say those words before about create something people feel like they're missing out on, to describe the web platform, because that's what's going to happen. I think people living in Brighton will hear about decisions getting made without them on Change the Future, and that's one of the most powerful ways I think they'll feel like, oh shit, I'm missing out on an actual, real, genuine decision-making process that's changing where cycle lockups are happening, or how the buses run, or parks are used, or the rubbish is collected, or things like that in my community. I need to stop missing out on that.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm down with it. Alright, I'm gonna go sleep now.
Alright, man. Cool. Lots of love.
Yeah. Nice to meet you, Pierre. Bye.
Catch you in a bit, mate. Bye. Bye, Peter. Give me a call sometime soon, man, if you want to catch up. It'd be nice to reconnect with you again. So yeah, give me a shout. Nice one for joining us. Cool. Yeah, we'll chat. Give me a call anytime tomorrow, day after. Be nice to hear what you're up to and yeah, what you're doing in London and stuff. But yeah, right now I feel under a lot of pressure to get back into my video editing now before I go to bed. So yeah, see ya. All right, bye. Take care.